Hello, hello. We are here Sunday for a live gossip session. Let's get to it. Forgot to change this. We already saw what happened. I guess we predicted some things correctly, right, with Liv Morgan, but let's talk about it. What did we think about the Rumble? First and foremost, I do feel like the Rumble was good. I mean, in Saudi, it was a little bit different with the time zone. I did see that the fans seemed like they really enjoyed themselves, so that's all that matters to me, to be honest. But at the same time, I can be selfish at times. So when they do this, it gets a little bit annoying. But I guess what, 3 o'clock a roast or get your favorite fast food if you are those type that like to have a home meal when you watch pay per view. Hey, how are you, Anthony? How are you? Happy Sunday. So we are talking about the Rumble right now. Just doing some gossip, some things that I recall from the top of my head. Um, Brie Bella returning. Of course, she gets mixed reactions online. I guess more people supported her in real life compared to online because you do know that online a lot of people are talking about her. I will say this, Brie Bella, she's kind of making Nikki Bella look a little bit more powerful. If you notice, Nikki Bella has always lost since she kind of returned. I mean, maybe she had a win here or there, but she never had that consistent I'm Nikki Bella, a legend kind of thing going for her. I don't know, I'm trying to adjust with this camera child. But, oh, by the way, this background, it would not let me change it. I will change it the next time I'm live because I wanted the Krusty Krab, but I don't know where the file went. But, Brie Bella, I will say she's making Nikki Bella look stronger because we did see both of them eliminate Bailey and who was Lyra. So both of them got an elimination, and I felt like with Nikki Bella before she was always booked as weak, always so close to winning. This time we saw her get an elimination. I feel like she was booked a little bit stronger with her sister since they have these double team moves. So I feel like they will be a heel dynamic. Brie Bella did look good. She did look fabulous. You know what? Let's put people in the hot seats. Let's do it this time. Let's not half-ass. Sorry, I haven't been feeling too well, but I do want to put some people in the hot seat. So let's do that because we like putting people in the hot seat. So let's do that. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. Today, this is natural face. I did not have time to do. Let's just say I was out last night, so I did not have time to do a makeup. But how are you guys? Okay, Royal Rumble 2026. She did get a good pop. I will say them haters. I'm part of the Bella Army, so I have no shame, honey. I am part of the Bella Army, so I have no shame. But I'm trying to find a good picture because these photos are so far, and I want a picture of Brie alone, not with Nikki Bella. This is about Brie Bella right now. Um, Again, she looked fabulous. I noticed that their hair is a little bit different. Brie has the darker black hair compared to Nikki, who has the brown highlights kind of hair. I'm sorry, I'm just trying to find a photo, but since it recently happened, they don't really have that many yet. But I did find two, and I saved two because sometimes when I try to put things on here, it will say it doesn't support that format. So instead of me going back and finding another one, I just get two at the same time. So here that she is. Which one will they let me do? Okay, so both of them they'll let me. So since they'll let me use both. Here she goes. We have Brie Bella. Do feel like she got a nice pop. Very awkward. Let's talk about this with Michael Cole. He would not just say Daniel Bryan or her husband. He just said she's paying homage. We all know who she's paying homage. She's paying homage. You know who I'm talking about. You couldn't have just said she's paying homage to her husband. I get, with her and him, being part of AEW still, they don't really want to mention him, but still, I felt like they kind of made it awkward, Michael Cole. Um, she looked great. I don't have any complaints on how she looks, to be honest. I mean, I'm not here to bash her, but you know, I can be real if she looked a hot mess. But I don't think she looked a hot mess. I feel like she was like the only return or the only surprise we really got in the Royal Rumble. Again, I'm glad that she's getting her shine because I feel like if she would have returned with maybe like legends returning, I feel like this wouldn't have been as impactful compared to her returning with not so many other people returning. It kind of stands out. So, that being said, I'm glad that she's having her moment. I always felt like she was that one Bella twin that they kind of looked over. I do like both of them, to be honest. I have no preference on who's better or who's the better twin. I like both of them, to be honest. I feel like Nikki Bella, I can be honest, she always got the bigger push and she got the bigger fan base. But Brie Bella still has her own fan base and still what 5 million on Instagram. So again, both of them have their own fan base. But I am hoping tag team championships for the Bella Twins. But let's move on to the winner of the actual Women's Royal Rumble, Miss Liv Morgan. Watched me. Very impressive. Very impressive. I was impressed with the ending. I wasn't sure what Soruka, what she was trying to do, and I'm getting her name a little bit better. I'm starting to like the girl, so I'm starting to try to pronounce her name a little bit better. I'm sorry, boo. But Soruka, I did like her, and I don't know what she was going for. I think she was trying to go for her finisher. Wow, I don't know. She's very unpredictable, and that's what I like about her. So she's going to be a star. Tiffany looked fabulous. Kind of made her look weak, though. Why I say that is she came in the last, she was number 30, but then she lost. You kind of would have thought that she might have had an upper hand since she was the last person to make it to the ring, but I guess that really didn't help her because she still lost at the end of the day. Um, I don't know what they're going to do with her. She looked different. I don't know if her makeup was different, Tiffany, or we just haven't seen her in a while. And girl, I didn't even say anything bad. See, this is usually what happens. Like if I say something bad about the person, they'll block me when I first put them on the screen. And what I mean by block is like it'll get in my way. I was actually complimenting you, boo. So what do you stop taking over my show? But this is her, the winner, Liv Morgan. Again, she was always the underrated one. I kind of like to keep emphasizing on that. The underrated one from the Riot Squad. Again, Ruby Riot clearly was named after her, the group. Sarah, they always say she could wrestle as well. She could wrestle behind Ruby, but then it was always Liv who was the blonde or the pink haired girl who was just the pretty one of the group. So now look at her. So very happy for her. I have no complaints. Jordan Grace looked very dominant when she first came. I was like, God damn, she's eliminating everyone. I said, damn, she ain't playing no games. That's what I said when she first came in the ring because, again, she was almost eliminating a lot of people when she first appeared. Very good. A nice showing. I guess she might have heard my show or what my comments I said online where I said I wish she would have wore something that wasn't a bodysuit because with her body she has alpha strength and I felt like maybe baggy jeans or baggy pants or something like a ripped shirt or something or a long turtleneck might have fit her better. But she did look great out there tonight. Well, last night. Last Legend, I guess she caught my attention a lot with those eliminations. I will say very impressive. My favorite one was when she got rid of Io, when Io was on her leg and she lifted up her leg and got rid of her. So I felt like this Women's Royal Rumble, even though there wasn't a lot of legends, they did make sure to bring us a lot of moments with the current roster and the NXT. I felt like JC Jane also had a great showing. I felt like Kalani Jordan had a great showing. I was very happy for the NXT girls. I do know I don't like NXT as much with their TNA partnership, but I will say I do starting to like them a little bit more. But I was happy to see Kalani get her shine. JC Jane, I mean, again, that was someone that was underrated in Toxic Attraction. And then now she's the leader of Influence. So, again, happy for her. Let's talk about the winner of the male, since we talked about the women. And I will get a picture of him. It is none other than Roman Reigns. Are we surprised? I don't know. Again, I don't know why we would be surprised. I kind of said before this happened that if they give it to someone else and let them shine, that's cool. But I'm so used to the Roman Reigns main event that to the point I'm kind of numb to it. So I said if it happens, I won't really be angry or sad because, again, it's something I'm already used to. So, that being said, him winning is not a surprise. So, it is what it is. I mean, I don't know who he's going to face per se, but it is what it is. He is a star, and not taking that away from him. So again, I'm not saying I'm not a fan of his. I'm just saying this is not surprising that he won. Again, he is a star. I mean, when he does main event, WrestleMania, I mean, he does always deliver. He always shines. So I guess I can't complain about him being the main eventer. He is the company guy. So that being said, some people will be angry, kind of like the John Cena haters back when it was his heyday. Again, people need to realize that Roman Reigns is the company guy. Even though he is part-time, he is still the one that brings a lot of eyeballs. He is an attraction at this point, so I get it. Brock Lesnar being eliminated, again, I already said this before. He's not someone realistically that is going to win these days. Very clear that he's not going to win. So again, they do try to make him dominant. They do try to get a small little pop from him. But again, he's not someone that WWE is really trying to push to win the Rumble. So again, I do like Brock as well. But again, we already know who they're trying to push. But hey, why can't I find the photo? I just saved it. Again, happy Sunday. Oh, of course. See, the one time I save one, it's like the file it doesn't support. See what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay, whatever. But Roman Reigns, I will say this. I want to see him with some gold. Again, I feel like I know some people might laugh at me. I wish he would win a mid-card title. That would make a mid-card title mean a lot if he won it, like the Intercontinental Championship or the United States Championship. Imagine if he won the United States Championship, how much of a big deal it would feel. I know it's unrealistic, but again, him being part-time, him being a champion, that kind of would fit together. Him having a mid-card title, not the heavyweight title. He's not really holding it he's not really capturing and holding it hostage if he's the champion of the mid card. Again, the United States Championship is cute. We're getting open challenges. What was it? It was Sammy, Dragunov, Cena, Carmelo. You get the pattern. It's the same shit. I mean, don't mean to be rude because I do like Carmelo Hayes. I'm trying to root for him, but it's the same shit. I hate to say it. So, again, Roman Reigns holding that mid-card title would make it seem important again. I mean, I guess the last time it seemed very important was maybe when John Cena had it because he was retiring, so it felt important. But right now, after Sami Zayn, Dragunov, and Carmelo Hayes, we kind of seen the same storyline. Well, my bad, there is no storyline. It's all open challenges. So no storylines, no feuds. The belt doesn't really seem important if nobody's really feuding for it and they're just hot potato. Whoever wins the match gets to hold it. Okay, let's make him bigger. So, WrestleMania main event. What do we think? What do we think? I will say this with him being the main event. Again, he is someone that always delivers, so I don't have any complaints at this time. Oh, by the way, please like and follow. If you have not, I post pro wrestling news at least 3 times a week. Please like and follow if you have not. I have to start saying that some more. Hey, but Roman Reigns, again, he always delivers. I don't know again who he's gonna face. I don't even want to guess at this point. We don't even know if the championship is going to change. I mean, someone else could have the title before WrestleMania. I will say this: will the women main event one night? Maybe this should be the new tradition. Maybe it would help the Rumble feel way more important if the women and the men got to main event if they won. Isn't it always going to be 2 nights at this point? The WrestleMania. I heard Royal Rumble at some point was about to be 2 nights. I'm not sure about that. But I will say this, if they do with the Rumble, the female and the male, and they get a guaranteed main event spot, that would be cute. I mean, I don't know if Liv Morgan is going to be main event in WrestleMania. Again, they may have the tag championships main event. I heard that's something they're planning on doing. I heard also Gunther is going to have a huge match, allegedly. Don't know what it's going to be because who's going to retire at this point? Maybe a return Chris Jericho. That would be cute, wouldn't it? Since he's always fighting these legends. Speaking of Gunther, what do we think about Gunther being the last person at the Rumble? I felt like that was interesting. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I felt like the booking was great, actually, with the Rumble, with the winners, and the way they booked everyone. Again, Lash Legend looked like a threat. Brie and Nikki look like some huge heels that are about to come after the tag division. Natty looked great with her new theme song, and Maxine not backing down. Roman Reigns looking strong, but Jacob Fatu also looked strong. Cody Rhodes still eliminated, looked strong. Randy Orton doing RKOs. So again, a lot of people looked great. Trick Williams is star, okay? Again, I don't mean to talk about Carmelo Hayes too much because you just heard I said I was rooting for him, and we know they was doing that in NXT, always comparing the two. But Trick Williams is the star on this main roster at this point. I mean, it's not even just SmackDown. I would say the Royal Rumble is multi-brand. It's just not one. It's NXT, SmackDown, and Raw. And maybe TNA if you're lucky. But he was still getting a loud pop. Loved to hear it. So again, I did like the Rumble. Can't really complain about it. Sami Zayn losing. Let's talk about that again. How many times we seen this before? Him being so close but not winning. We've seen this time and time before. So again, I really don't care anymore. So the next time he fights for the belt, I really don't care. Because again, it's going to be the same results. But I had a little hope. But now we're talking about AEW and we talked about that. Sorry, we talked about WWE and the Rumble. Let's talk about AEW. That's where I want to transition this conversation about the Rascals making their debuts. Looked great. They looked great, I will say. Very much so. I don't know. I would say that was like a great match. I mean, they all did their thing. Myron, I want to see him wrestle soon, but he looked great. I kind of like the Jeff Hardy. What is that thing called? The see-through shirt. That was cute. Didn't even want to say it, but Desmond, he looked great. He always looks great. I was going to call him a different name, but I caught myself. But no, he always looks hot. I feel like Desmond is really hot, so I have no shame. And Zachary, he's cute in his own way, and he's very spunky and very, like, you can tell that he has a lot of energy. So I like the energy he brings to the group. And Desmond, he's the powerful strength who is also fast paced. Myron is the fast paced good talker, fast paced, high flyer, risky one, and Zachary brings the energy and also can wrestle. They all can wrestle, to be honest. So I'm not saying one can out wrestle the other. I'm just saying their strengths. Zachary's the energy, the hype, can wrestle, can get the crowd going. I mean, with the bonko, what is that? Where they bounce on them? What is that? Let me look up something. Let me look up that name. Who did it? X Pac. What is it called? Bronco Buster. I knew I used to know the name back in the day. But yes, the Bronco Buster, it got the crowd going. So again, that's what I mean with Zachary. Oh, let me put them on here. I'm so sorry. Let me do this. Again, I was out and had a good time, so I'm a little bit tired. But I do apologize. Hey Frank, how are you doing? Did you watch the Rumble? I did just talk about that briefly. I did state that Liv Morgan was someone from the right squad that was always the pretty one. People assumed wasn't gonna go anywhere. Look at her now. Roman already said prior, if they give someone that opportunity to shine, I'm happy for them. But if Roman wins, we're kind of used to the Roman main event. We're kind of numb to it, so it's nothing new. If he does main event, cool. If he doesn't, okay, someone new. So again, him winning, it is what it is. Somebody else getting that opportunity, would that have been nice? Yeah. But again, I get it at this point. He is the company guy. He's the new Cena. There's always that one person. Cena, Hulk Hogan. Now it's him. But okay, why are they doing this? I just saved this. I'm sorry, like they get on my nerves. Okay, here we go. I will say, Frank, you are going to be shocked. I actually said I liked the booking this year. Like, I actually liked the Rumble. I felt like it highlighted their current roster. I was kind of like disappointed at first. I'm like, okay, why don't they have returning legends? But then I'm like, you know what? With the roster that they have, they kind of made them look like stars. I mean, Trick Williams, he's still getting a nice crowd reaction. This is a multi-brand pay-per-view, just not SmackDown. So he's getting a nice reaction. He looked great. Ova looked great. I don't know. Powerhouse. I don't know. Royce, is that his name now? Royce Keys, he looked good. Jordan Grace, she looked dominant. When she came in, I said she ain't playing no fucking games. I even said that in real life time. Like, when I was watching, I was like, damn, boo, she ain't playing no games. Because she was like throwing everyone out the ring when she came. Last Legend, I'm still laughing when she, when Io Sky was holding on to her leg and she kicked her down. So I'm like, okay, they don't have a lot of return legends or comebacks, but they're kind of making their current roster shine. So I did like that this year. So I will give that to WWE. I didn't really want to talk that much about Braun Breaker, but we can. Thank you for reminding me. So this is why I like when people talk. Because they do. Sometimes I forget things, or I just don't talk about it. So yeah, I kind of forgot all about that, to be honest. It was so quick. The masked man, correct? The masked man grabbed him, or something happened. He got clotheslined by Ova. So yeah, I guess it wasn't his year to win. I will say this, I guess they were trying to protect him because a lot of us thought maybe this would be his year where he is WWE champion or World Heavyweight champion and he wins the Rumble and this helps him get the belt, right? But with Roman Reigns, they know that they're going to do the safe option. which is Roman winning, I guess. I guess they didn't want Braun to look weak. That's why he got distracted and what the hell's going on. And then he was so confused because I guess they didn't want him to look weak. Even though it kind of made him look weak because he gets distracted so fast. Again, he has this whole game plan and he wants his crew to help him, yet he can't even focus. Okay. You want it that bad, but you can't even focus on the task? Kind of makes him look. Oh, let me not say the R word. Don't want to offend anyone. But kind of makes him look silly. Okay. But, okay, so the Rascals, what I was saying about them, again, Zachary brings the energy. So he's the one that brings the energy with that Bronco Buster, the hyping up the crowd. Desmond, the middle one, um, he brings the strength. He brings the looks. I would say that maybe okay. Let me stop. And just because I feel like he's hot, but he does bring the strength to the group. And Myron, he brings the speed. He's very risky. Again, Desmond, he's also. I don't know. They all can do it all. I feel like Desmond is the strongest, and he's the powerhouse one. He's the one that throws Zachary into the opponent. So again, he's the powerhouse. So they all can wrestle, but we shall see where this goes with them three. I was very excited. I can't wait to see Myron wrestle again. Do like Myron? He's hot as well. I have no shame saying that. So not saying that he's ugly, but I'm just saying Desmond's my favorite. But we shall see what happens with them three. I will say this. Do we just want to see them get the Trios Championship? I feel like they're a little bit more than that, to be honest. It would be cute. It would be cute. Oh, I get. Oh, let me not say that. That's mean. I was going to say, oh, okay, we like to be real here. It is sad what happened to Trey, but I was just stating, okay, trios, there's three of them. Originally, there's four. Okay, I guess that's how it happened. They kind of became a trio, so trios belts. I guess there wasn't a belt yet for four people. That's all I'm saying. So I was going to say that Destiny aligned itself. I mean, I guess it happened that way where Trey, what happened to him, and now it left them three. So trio championships, just saying. But again, that's probably what they're going to do with them. But I hope they do at least get mid-card titles. Maybe Trey one day can come if they change networks. Again, allegedly it was a network thing. I do see him online being very graceful, still supporting. Again, there's fans that are still angry. And calling them traitors because they didn't quit their jobs, which I feel like is so damn stupid. Are they supposed to quit their jobs? And again, there are things called non-compete clause. Again, they can't just quit AEW to go back to TNA. I mean, that's not how it works. You signed a contract. You can't just quit and say, I don't want to do this shit. You guys got rid of my friend. And not think that they can just go back to TNA like nothing happened. AEW is going to, either sue them or B, freeze them where they can't be on TV until their contract ends with AEW. So again, these fans that keep saying this shit and how they're betrayers and how they're sellouts, I be responding to them because I do like them again. I do like them. Sometimes Myron's my favorite, sometimes Desmond's my favorite. So right now Desmond's my favorite. It's between those two. I do like Trey as well. I will put that out there, but he's not part of this conversation. But again, if the fans aren't going to pay their bills, then shut up. But half the time they're just saying it because they are trolls and hate AEW, so they need something to hate on AEW. So why not bring up Trey being let go instead of actually letting everyone move on from the situation? Again, I feel like Trey is doing he has no bad ill will, and maybe one day he can be on TV if they change networks, or maybe they will show him some grace if he doesn't badmouth anyone. Again, why would he badmouth? They may give him another opportunity. Again, not everything lasts forever. So, we shall see. AEW Collision, I did like it. I actually watched that for once and sat down and watched a whole episode of that. I am excited for the hair versus hair. Was this a tag team match? So I'm excited for that. So I did actually sit down and watch a whole AEW Collision show. I mean, why not? We just had the Rumble, so I was like, okay. Oh, you do? You haven't watched recently? See, I watch maybe like a day later. It's just so much content. Sometimes I'm not in the mood, especially with this dark weather half the time. I just want to go to sleep after work, going to the gym, or recording in the gym. So sometimes I don't watch till the next day. But the weekends, I don't really want to watch Collision. I'm catching up with other things. So usually Monday or Tuesday I'll watch. But this time I actually watched live because I'm actually excited for the Rascals. But I will say this, I've said this before, I feel like with Collision, they should make it a show where we have exclusive people. It will make people want to watch it. I mean, if the Rascals are just exclusively an AEW Collision thing, people like me who like them would have to watch Collision to see them. Again, kind of like Tony Storm, if they do this with the women or the popular male stars. Like if you like Darby Allin, you have to watch Collision because he's on AEW Collision. If you like Orange Cassidy, you have to watch Dynamite. If you like Ricochet and his crew, you have to watch Dynamite. If you like the Hurt Syndicate, you have to watch Collision. And then the pay-per-views are both of the TV shows. Again, I feel like that would make Collision something worthy of watching, to be honest, instead of just a second show where they just put the same people on Dynamite, or sometimes keep people separate, or sometimes people from Ring of Honor are on Collision just for the TV exposure. Again, if they make Collision a separate entity, a separate brand, kind of like a brand split, and hell, maybe if they had their own general manager or they started having general manager roles on TV, that would be different. I mean, Tony Khan could be one manager on one show, and on the other show, we could have one of the EVPs like Kenny Omega, but that kind of would not be a good look since he is still an active wrestler, but still. Okay, so I'm just reading your comment. That's a good observation. So AJ Styles, we're talking about with the loss of Ava. And I'm just going to put back my thumbnail for this because this is just perfect timing for this conversation. Let me do this. Give me 1 second. So, okay, as we know, Ava is done with NXT. They do say that something about her family has some kind of studio. I don't know what they mean by that, but allegedly there is a family business that many are assuming she's just going to stick to. Maybe this wrestling industry wasn't for her, and that's cute. Maybe it's not her destiny, or maybe it's something she's not passionate about. Again, if she decided not to resign because it's not her passion, that's perfectly okay. Just because her grandfather, her father did it, doesn't mean she has to do it. She's not obligated to. She gave it a chance. I guess the wrestling thing didn't work out first, right? So she became a on-screen personnel. She did that for a little bit. I feel like a lot of people dogged her about her looks. You know, some people were talking about her weight. We do like to keep it real here, so we're not going to sugarcoat shit. But yeah, people talked about her weight. People talked about her face, you know, that she's not as attractive as The Rock. People said that she doesn't have the personality as The Rock, or she doesn't even have the it factor. So she did go through a lot of criticism and a lot of people just complaining about her. So maybe that was a factor. I do feel like she's talked about mental health before online, so I feel like she's one of those that doesn't take those comments lightly. So maybe after a while it gets to the point, this ain't even worth it to me. But I hope all is well with her. Maybe we will see her doing something outside of wrestling. Maybe she's going to have her own podcast. Maybe she's going to, I don't know, try to go in the acting industry. I mean, her father's part of that industry too. I mean, he's not only part of the wrestling industry. So maybe she has some connections with that. You never know. But I'm wishing her all the best. AJ Styles, him doing that, we shall see. I mean, he did do some trademark. They already teased Frankie and AJ Styles at what, Genesis? Wasn't that their last pay per view? So it was already teased that he would have another match in TNA. So it would make sense if he ended his career in TNA, which actually is what he's most known for, to be honest. I mean, well, to me, but a lot of people also know him for helping shape TNA. I mean, when you thought about TNA, he was kind of the first person you thought of. But if he does go, good for him. Ending it on his terms. He did say he was going to end his career in 2026. Kind of silly if he would just do it in the first month of 2026. Why didn't you just do it last year? If that was the plan. But let's put him on the hot seat. We still don't know what's going on with Brie Bella. If she was offered a contract, there is an assumption she is. So I guess her and Daniel Bryan will be, or Bryan Danielson will be traveling since he does commentary for AEW on a weekly basis. Oh, I'm about to say, what did you say? Well, you say AJ Styles is TNA. Okay, that's a good statement. I mean, I would say at one, like stated, yeah, if you thought about TNA, he's kind of the first person you think of. So I feel like I think about this six-sided ring in AJ Styles when I think about TNA. I think about Shark Boy. I think about the Beautiful People. I think about ODB. I think about the Main Event Mafia. So yes, I feel like AJ Styles, his career, a lot of people know him from TNA. Whatever he does, maybe he's going to do something with Carl and Luke. We have to think about that. We have to think about that, YouTube. Maybe he will do something with them. Again, I don't even know if they're signed to any promotion, to be honest. Are they in TNA? Don't really think I've seen them recently, to be honest. Weren't they in AEW at some point? I can't keep up with them. They stay getting gigs, to be real with you. So they were in WWE to 2020. They went to Impact 2020 through 2022. Then they returned back to the Indies. Then in 2021, oh, they only appeared in AEW part of that crossover. Then they were in New Japan in 2021 through 2023. Then they came back to WWE 2022 through 2025. And now they're currently back in the Indies, in Pro Wrestling Noah, and back in New Japan. Okay. So, okay, it's kind of hard to keep up with them. So, that being said, maybe AJ Styles will do something with them because they're not signed anywhere. Again, it's kind of hard to keep up with them because they stay getting gigs. One minute they're in this company, the next one they're in that one, and then they're in this one, so you can't really keep up with them. They stay getting gigs. Let's talk about Tommaso Ciampa, getting that TNT championship. What do we feel about him winning that? Is he one of those where he got pushed too fast since he was a former WWE star? Is this something that you guys are angry about? Again, I see some people angry about it. I see some people are saying good for him. So again, it depends on who you're talking to. But let's put him in the hot seat. Let's put him in the hot seat. I guess Johnny, I did see him fighting Friday. Who was he fighting again? He was fighting that guy with the mask, correct? I remember Candice LeRae, she got banned. But I don't remember the match. I remember it was a decent match. Sorry. But what you call it? I do. What was I saying? Oh yeah, the Johnny match. I do remember it was a decent match, but I forgot what happened. To be honest, but here we go. Let's put him in the hot seat. Okay. Okay, why is he blocking me? I'm not even saying nothing bad about him. But okay. So here we go. Here is him. He did win the TNT Championship, and I am happy for him. I am happy for him. Again, I'm happy that he won the title. Again, in WWE, what was he going to do? I guess stay a tag team with Johnny. They really didn't have any plans for him, or maybe they didn't have no vision. Maybe that's the difference. Clearly, they had plans for him if they put him on TV, but they just didn't see or visualized him being a solo champion, which clearly is something he wants. He clearly wants his solo career to be taken seriously. He doesn't just want to be known as a tag team star. So him defeating Mark, good match. I would say one of the spots like where he jumped on him, it kind of seemed like he waited for him. Like you kind of could tell like, okay, why is he just standing there near the table and then falling towards it? It was like okay, kind of looked. They could have did a little bit better with that, but again, it was a good match. I feel like the match of the night again were the Rascals. What they did. Um, Leo Rush is always great to see him. Do want to talk about him? Leo Rush is always great to see him. He did look great. I do wish he would get a little bit more shine, but Leo Rush, I did like him. CRU Action Adrati. He looks decent in the ring. He's not someone that I'm really, I guess, since I've been exposed to Leo Rush for so long and liked him for years, I guess I pay him more attention than this Action Andrucci. I mean, he is good in the match, I will say that, but I guess my eyes are more towards Leo when they are teaming up. And with Desmond and Zachary, of course, I just said Desmond and Myron are usually my two favorites, so clearly I was watching Desmond the most, and he looked great. Zachary as well, getting the crowd hyped up in wrestling. So I felt like this was a great match. I feel like it was, 15 minutes? I like that match better than the TNT Championship. The the mixed tag with Orange Cassidy and Tony, that was okay. Wasn't really the best. So again, I feel like that was the best match of the night, to be honest. But wasn't really a lot of action, to be real. I saw the highlights. Oh, were you on AEW, their YouTube? Ring of Honor, still rumors that they want to get a streaming deal. Still a rumor that they want to get a streaming deal, allegedly. So this is from WrestlingNewsSource.com. Backstage details on AEW's massive offer to keep Powerhouse Hubs. Powerhouse Hubs made his long-awaited WWE debut at the Royal Rumble under the ring name Royce Keys, but new details reveal that AEW made a major push to keep him before he left. Speaking on Wrestling Observer Radio and in the Wrestling Observer newsletter, Dave Meltzer revealed that AEW President Tony Khan presented Hobbs with a substantial long-term offer that far exceeded expectations and placed him amongst the highest earners in the company early history. According to Meltzer, Hobbs was offered a 5-year deal to remain with AEW. While the exact terms of his WWE contract have not been disclosed, the AEW proposal was described as significantly higher than many would have anticipated. Oh, this sounds like maybe in the million mark. The offer was a very good offer. It was not a top 10 offer in the company or anything like that, but a good offer. I don't really know how much more. I don't know what the WWE offer was supposed to say. He got a great deal AEW offered to say, but I don't know. Okay, you just said that. The AEW offer was much higher than I would have expected. It would have been a number that I believe would have been higher than anyone but Chris Jericho in AEW's first year in 2019. So basically saying that they really wanted to keep him. Despite the money on the table, Hobbs appeared set on leaving. Meltzer noted that during negotiation, it became clear Hobbs was ready for a new chapter. Oh, it sounded like he didn't even want to talk about it. Like, okay. Okay. But you know what? To him, I give him props for believing in himself. I mean, he could have took that 5-year deal and stayed in AEW and got pushed, but I guess he believed in himself and felt like he can make it to WWE and be that mega WWE star. So congratulations to him. No hate towards him. I'm not mad. Hey, I like AEW. I like WWE. So again, I like all wrestling. So I'm not mad at him for taking that risk. We've seen what it done for Jade. It got her a championship, but not really a championship ring with great booking, unfortunately for her. But that's why a lot of people are hating on her because they say she never defends her title. But again, it's the booking. But I do feel like he won't be wasted. Oh, let me put him in the hot seat. Um. Oh, I still wonder what the offer was. I mean, geez. Royce Keys. I think they said that's the name of his son. So, that's cute that he's using his son's name, but also different. I don't really know if wrestlers ever use their kids' names. Because, again, if that's his real name, his son's. When they look up his son's name, is it just going to be stuff from WWE that appears since his dad's using his names? I'm not sure. I'm hoping this was a lie and this is actually his name. Hold on. What's his name? Let's just see if that's even true. What is his real name? Real name. Powerhouse real name is William Hobson. Oh, okay, so that's not even okay. So Royce isn't his real name. Powerhouse Hub's kid. Alright, please let this be a lie. Okay. Powerhouse Hub has 3 children, including sons named Bam Bam and Julian and a daughter. What? What are their names? Because I'm just trying to see if that's even true or halfway true what they're saying. Or if that's just a lie. His WWE ring name is a tribute to his youngest son's Royce and his late mother's maiden name Keys. Okay, so maybe. Okay, so that makes sense. Okay, so we shall see what happens with Royce Keys. Um, Again, I did state that WWE did make their roster look great. A lot of people did shine, so I do feel like he did shine at the Rumble. I hope he does get a push. It seems like he's going to be main roster. I mean, how do you debut somebody at the Rumble and then put them in NXT? I don't see that happening at all. So I do feel like with him, Royce will be on SmackDown, kind of like the rumors. Kind of makes you think, why wasn't Ricky Saints given this same push right away? Do they not think that he's as good as a Royce? Do they not think that Ricky Saints is that marketable? Just being honest, why is he in NXT? He didn't make a huge debut like this. Kind of like Jay. Didn't she make her debut at the Royal Rumble when she first wrestled for the first time? So, speaking of Ava, Ringside News, 2 hours ago, Ava slams ice in Donald Trump administration after WWE departure. So, I guess, she said, now that I don't need to oblige to WWE because you do know that he is a WWE Hall of Famer and they are supportive of Trump, clearly, because Linda McMahon is part of his administration. So, I guess she waited until she's no longer an employee. Just days after exiting WWE, Ava made it clear she isn't shying away from addressing hot button issues, and she directly called out ICE and the Donald Trump administration. Ava took to Twitter on February 1st, 2026, and broke her silence. Oh, that's today. In response to the fatal shooting of 37-year-old ICU nurse Alex Pretty by federal agents in Men. Oh no. Oh no. Let me read this before. Okay, so it's nothing that's gonna get me banned. But, and now that I can say this with my full chest, ICE, oh, the middle finger, ICE and that entire administration. Oh, that's sad. I mean, it's sad what happened. I kind of don't like to watch the news because it's a lot of tragic shit. So I try to not to watch it. But yeah, I don't really want to talk too much about that because yeah, looking at it, very sad. But I guess good for her. I guess she's speaking out. Again, I don't really like to talk politics, so on to the next one. I know how some people can get with politics, and this is not what this channel is really about. That's why I'm not trying to talk too much about it. Okay, I guess it's the only thing that they're talking about because now first they say Ava slams Ringside News. Now they saying on SE Scoop, Simone Johnson blasts Trump. So I guess I didn't know what she was blasting him for. Okay, so we that slow in news. Okay, allegedly, Liv Morgan said she envisioned winning the Royal Rumble ever since her first one in 2018. There was allegedly a video of her crying after she won, going backstage that, as soon as the cameras roll away, she was crying. So we do know that this means a lot to her. Again, Rhea Ripley looked great as well. I forgot to mention her. She did get a great pop. I will say the woman did get good, decent ovations. But I will say it would have been better, maybe, if they could wear what they want to wear. Again, everyone in their bodysuits, it gets a little confusing. It's like, who is who? I mean, the only time you can tell is if you remember their color, which is kind of sad. Okay, so let's go. Braun Breaker, don't know what happens next with him. Clearly, WrestleMania is coming soon. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Anything new on Dominic Mysterio? Okay, I guess Dominic Mysterio reacts to Liv Morgan winning the 2026 Women's Royal Rumble. The greatest Royal Rumble winner ever. Okay. So he's at home watching. Do miss him. I do miss him. Stop. So I guess on Triple A next week, Dominic Mysterio will be appearing. I guess this is a way for people like me that are looking for him, who miss him. I guess this is a way for people to watch Triple A is by getting people like him to show up where you do wonder where they're at. I thought he was still injured, so what is he doing here? Okay, let's do this. Let me show. Is he going to cut a promo? Okay, so it's doing it with my screen, so I can't really see what's being shown. But let me exit and exit back in. But as you see, this is something being advertised. Dominic Mysterio for Triple A. We haven't seen him in a while, so I'm very intrigued to see what he's going to do. Like, is he going to wrestle? Is he going to get in some kind of argument? We shall see. But it's good to see him appearing on TV because once you're gone too long, people tend to forget. So we do have ringside news why Chris Jericho didn't return at WWE Royal Rumble 2026. Chris Jericho didn't return at Royal Rumble 2026 weeks of hype adding despite weeks of heights and betting odds placing him as a favorite. I did think he was going to be number 30. It turns out he's still under contract with AEW and never actually became a free agent. That was revealed during Fightful's February 1st post Royal Rumble show where Sean Ross. Okay, I'm going to say, is it February 1st? I thought it was. Where Sean Ross confirmed that Jericho remains officially listed on AEW's roster, a detail that's all but shuts down any WWE comeback rumors. As of today, Chris Jericho is still listed on AEW's roster page, which is a great indication of whether somebody is still with the company. And Chris Jericho has not left the company as of yet. And the company began when reports suggested Jericho's contract expired at the end of 2025, leading to speculations that he was WWE bond for a shock return at the Rumble. But that assumption was quickly walked back. Whether it's because his deal got frozen or they extended it, that I don't know. But when I saw people outright saying, oh, his deal is officially up, no, it was not officially up. It was presumed up, and that was incorrect. So again, that is the update with Chris Jericho. I guess he is still under contract with AEW. I do feel like at once Adams did say on Raw something about breaking down the walls. Wasn't he trying to promote Raw one day by saying break down the walls, knowing that a lot of people assumed that he was coming back to WWE? So again, we don't know what's going to happen. Again, he's kind of in a bad situation, to be real with you, because if he goes to WWE, more likely they will want him to retire there. So if he ever gets the itch to wrestle again, he would be retired on WWE TV. I mean, I guess he could do indies in different company, but still. More likely they'll try to have him retire and offer him a Hall of Fame induction with his new contract. But again, he's in a shitty position because if he says no and he wants to stay in AEW, maybe he can still do his cruise. He still can do indie events. He has that backstage power. Remember, they said he has a lot of power in AEW. He won't have that in WWE. But again, if he says no to WWE, they may not want to induct him for refusing their offer. So again, he's kind of in a shitty predicament, to be real with you. One element, he would have one last run in WWE and get his Hall of Fame induction, but he won't have as much power. But in AEW, he would have a lot of power, get to do his own travel, maybe still get a little push and a lot of TV time compared to in WWE where they're trying to get him to retire. So again, he's kind of in a bad place. I mean, it's good with the offers, but it's kind of like bad because, again, I don't know if WWE would want him to be in the Hall of Fame. Again, we still don't have Paige. She still hasn't returned after going to AEW, and we saw how much they did for her. They basically made a whole movie for her, and they even put The Rock behind it. So they did a lot for her, made her the first ever NXT champion, made a movie about her, and she still went to AEW. So maybe WWE, I'm not saying that they're bitter, but sometimes they may be a little bit hurt when they invest so much into you and then you choose to leave. But or you say no when they ask you to return, like a Chris Jericho. Again, they did do a lot for him, but he did a lot for them. So I don't know, with Saraya Page, whatever we want to call her, she has been teasing that she wants to come back. She's made it very clear, and again, I feel like she is the first NXT Women's Champion. She will always have the respect of the women in WWE. because she is the first one to pave the way for the NXT and the woman to have a championship belt. So she is important to the WWE Women's Wrestling roster. So I feel like she deserves to come back, but again, I don't know. Again, with how she left, I don't know if it was on bad terms. I don't know if they are hurt that they invested so much time into her, and even after her neck injury, they gave her a manager role and said, we still basically try to give you a job and you still decided to leave. But hey, I felt like AEW was the one that cleared her, so that's probably realistically why she left, to be honest. But I'm hoping she returns. I mean, WWE, they do say they are a family, so they usually do come back after all. We did have Brie Bella who came back and Nikki Bella. At one point, we didn't think that was going to happen because WWE, I don't know. I feel like the Bella twins were saying some things about WWE. I don't know what happened between the two parties, but now they're back in good terms. So, never say never. Hoping for a return soon for Paige. Royal Rumble, I will say it was an 8.8 out of 10. I did enjoy it. I would say maybe an 8.9, A minus. I did like it. Happy for Trick Williams. Sami Zayn, over it. Collision was good. Raw was good this week. NXT, didn't really watch that much of it, so it was okay for what I saw. Dynamite, I think it was okay. I don't really remember what the big thing was on Dynamite. Give me a moment. Okay, so I don't remember what happened, Dynamite. Give me a second. Kind of sad. I think the Death Riders were on there. Like, what was the main event? Let me ask real fast. I know that, okay, before I get the results, I think something happened with Ace Austin. Wasn't he wrestling? So, yeah, I saw Ace Austin. I don't think Ricochet wrestled. So, again, like, my favorites weren't really on there. I do like Sammy Guevara. Red Velvet, she's never on there. So, again, I feel like since my favorites weren't involved, the Rascals weren't on there. I don't really recall that much. Oh, okay, so Kenny Omega defeated Rocky Romero. Okay, I think that was decent from what I saw. I actually watched it live this week as well on Dynamite. I actually watched Raw live this week. And I think SmackDown live. So I did watch, well, SmackDown was pre-taped, but live when it aired in America. So I did actually sit down this week and actually sat and watch most of these shows live. And I do like watching it live because you can be part of the conversation instead of watching it the next day or watching it before you go to bed. But hmm. John Mansley, yep, I remember Ace Austin. Okay, so I don't like the Chris Statlander and the Thekla match. Must have been okay, but something I don't remember because I forgot they even wrestled. Oh shoot! I forgot all about that. That was a good match. The Andrade and Swerve Strickland match was good. See, this is the thing I'm talking about with AEW. There's not really storyline. So if there's not really a storyline or character development that much, I forget why these people are wrestling. But I will say Andrade, I do remember it. He did cheat to win. I remember that was a great match. So I will say that was probably the match of the night for AEW was the Swerve versus Andrade. Kind of like the collision were the Rascals. So I would say that was the match. So Andrade and Swerve. Yeah, Sammy is getting old with him always being so close but never getting the big one. So I don't know. I feel like maybe at best make him a credible mid card champion and make him a threat. Or next time just let him win. I mean, what is he at this point? How old is he at this point? He's probably close to 40. I mean, 40's not old. I'm just saying he's closer to 40 than in his 30s. He's 41. So, you know what I'm saying? He's 41. Long has Sammy been on the main roster? He officially debuted on the main roster during the 2016 Royal Rumble match. 41, 31. So 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41. So maybe it's not a decade yet, but it's about to be 10 years and he still hasn't won the big one. So I don't know when they're planning on it. Maybe when he's 50 or maybe when he's 45. I'm not sure if that's what they're planning on, but it's kind of like he's not getting any younger at this point. So, no shade towards him. I'm just saying I was a huge fan, especially with the Roman Reigns bloodline era. That I will give them their props. That was a great storyline. I don't feel like AEW could pull that off because they don't do stories that much. But we'll give WWE the storytelling is the best in wrestling, to be honest. But Sami Zayn, that should have been his time to shine. Was in that Elimination Chamber in Canada. So again, that was his time to shine. Didn't win, just like he didn't win this time. So again, don't know what they're waiting on. Don't know when the right moment will be. Wasn't the right moment in Saudi. Wasn't the right moment in Canada. So when is the right moment? Is the right moment at a sold out? What is it, that arena in New York? Is that the moment we're waiting for? Are we waiting for the moment at WrestleMania? I mean, maybe that's what we're waiting on. Maybe I'm not patient enough. Maybe it's gonna happen at WrestleMania. He's gonna have his crowning moment. Which, okay, this WrestleMania or WrestleMania in 5 years? Because again, they're already about to push Braun Breaker next. Austin Theory is someone else they could push. Logan Paul, he's clearly, maybe one day he's going to have a World Heavyweight Championship reign. I feel like it's not going to be long, but 3 to 6 months, I feel like realistically Logan Paul would have a reign like that. It wouldn't be too long, but it would be long enough that it would be taken seriously. That wouldn't be just a month, 2 months. It would be like at least 3 to 7 months, maybe at best. I don't feel like he would be champion for a year, Mr. Logan Paul, but I do feel like he would have that title for at least 3 months. And they wouldn't want him to look weak, so maybe they'll give it to him at least 3 to 5 months, if we're being realistic. But I would say not longer than 8 months. But again, they have all these other people they will push. Bronson Reed, I was thinking about him. I don't think so. I don't feel like he's ever going to get that big push, unfortunately. As dominant as he looks, as jumping on people and, squishing people, do feel like he is a threat, but I do feel like, they don't really push him enough to make him look like he is someone that they're trying to push as the main eventer. Again, Braun is clearly the one they're trying to push in the group. I mean, if everyone agreed that he should win, again, why should he win? Oh, because he's the star of the group. So again, they've made it already clear who they're trying to push in this group. Again, Austin Theory, I don't know what's next for him. Oh, it's still cold? Okay. This energy drink. But Austin Theory, I don't know what's next for him outside of these groups. I mean, this is the second group he's part of recently. Wasn't he just with Grayson Waller? And Grayson's now part of the New Day, so I don't know. Maybe this group is a little bit better for Austin Theory because it's a more top players such as a Braun Breaker who they're clearly trying to push. Logan Paul, the YouTube celebrity. I mean, I will say he is known outside of WWE, so he is working with Paul Heyman, respected manager, compared to a Grayson that's just with a respected tag team. I'm not saying working with the New Day is a bad thing, but again, it doesn't really make sense. It's like, why is he with them again? Like a one-off? Okay, cool. They got each other's vibe. I'm kicking it with you. Okay, let's do it together this time. But it's like every week, like, no. Oh, you said nobody will care about his reign. Or are you talking about Logan Paul's or Sammy's? If you're talking about Sammy's, I'm assuming you're talking about Sammy's because it just at this point it dragged on too long. But if you're talking about Logan Paul, because he's a celebrity, some people may not care due to that factor. But I feel like some people may watch outside of WWE, the fans, if they see he's holding a belt. So let's see. Really not that much more wrestling news. to talk about. Really not that much. Wrestling news, a lot of people aren't really talking. I mean, we just saw Royal Rumble happen again. They will become a 2 night thing soon, so do not be surprised. But I think I'm about to get off. I do need to do a review of a show that's not WWE related next week because I did SmackDown, I think. So, don't know. Is it AEW this week? Maybe TNA. I don't know. But thank you for those that came. And oh, okay, Sam. Oh, okay, Sammy. Okay, Frank. So, okay. So I get what you mean. You're saying at this point it's became too long at this point. Why take them serious, right? Which is the truth. I mean, at this point, it has egged on. At this point, to the point, okay, when he finally won it, it's like, okay, he finally won it. We might have a initial shot factor, but all right, that's a good observation. When Seth comes back, Austin will team up. All right, that's a good observation. Was that Seth who the masked man was? So, I mean, that could also help him if it's just them two as baby faces, I guess, because we all know that Seth Rollins is one of the major top players of that company. So, having Austin and them teaming up, that would make him look great being with the top player. Absolutely. And if it's not other people involved, I mean, if it was just him and Seth, I guess they can be tag team champions, and that could lead to him becoming world heavyweight champion. But I guess it could lead to Seth betraying him and them having a big match where he captures the world heavyweight championship. I don't know. But I would think that they would be baby faces. So again, someone would have to betray someone. Oh, okay. I mean, they would have to add a third, but that would be cute. That would be cute. I do know recently Seth Rollins did say that he would love for the Shield to do one last thing together. In the interview, he did state that, but he just doesn't know how realistic it is with what's his name, John Moxley being in AEW, which we all know is Dean Ambrose in WWE. So he doesn't know how realistic that is. But we all know that he and the other three probably would do it one day, one last time. Again, with the Shield, what would we even see with them? I feel like we would see maybe. Now, I don't know if they were in AEW, they could win the Trios Championship, but WWE, they don't have that, huh? So I don't know. I was gonna say that's a missed opportunity for WWE, but at the same time, like really not because they don't really have a lot of trio teams. To be honest with you, that's more AEW that has trios or these multi groups. Maybe with the Judgment Day, that would be cute. If it was three of them. But again, how many factions do we have? Again, that would be cute with factions. But again, I don't feel like WWE would even need the trios titles. But before I forget, I'm on X, Blue Sky, TikTok, Instagram, Marquel's World. But I am getting off soon. I am about to take a nap. What time is it? Okay, so it's not even 5 o'clock yet, so I may take a nap real fast. But I hope all is well. Those that watch and will watch, hope all is well. Thanks for the support. But okay, I mean, yeah, Paul Heyman could be a good mouthpiece for that group. Really, I do feel like Seth, even though he talks annoying, he can speak. And Austin Theory, I feel like he's decent too. I mean, if it's, he does these passionate promos sometimes. So I feel like them two together they wouldn't even need a Paul Heyman, but I get his aura would make the group feel 10 times bigger since he is managing them. But yeah, they both can hold their own on the mic, but I always thought he was kind of he would talk for those kind of like Brock Lesnar that really don't do well with the talking, but Logan Paul, he can talk. Bronson, he can do better, so I guess Paul kind of talks on his behalf. So again, We shall see what happens. I mean, Seth may return. Is he the mask guy? We shall see. Logan Paul, I feel like he may become the star of the group and become the world heavyweight champion soon. I do know right now they're trying to push Ron Breaker, but I feel like Logan Paul is going to be the star of the group. But I'm about to get off and take this quick nap. This is Markel's World, all things pro wrestling news of my life. Thank you for those that came. Thank you, Frank and Anthony, and those that watched. I'm about to take a nap. Again, I was kind of out last night and I'm a little bit tired, but thank you for those that support. Again, I post pro wrestling news at least 3 times a week. So you will see me again next week, and I go live twice a week. So one for a weekend gossip like today, one for a live show review. But again, this is Markel's World, all things pro wrestling news of my life. See you guys on